Welcome back, Aries. It's Mary Jo from Enchantress Tarot. I'm here to do your February 2020 reading. So let's see what we have for you from Spirit. Okay, we're starting out with the Six of Wands. So people are moving out of a situation, okay? There was a lot of mental anguish here. There was some confusion, even frustration. You were distraught. You were having a hard time getting a hold of things. Even communications, like things weren't going the way you wanted. You weren't getting the answers you needed. You weren't getting the responses you were waiting for. You know, it felt like things from the last Mercury retrograde that we had last year kind of still going on with you that you haven't cleared up yet. And you're trying to get out of this. You're trying to move on, you know. And here it's like you're taking control right now. In other decks, we see that you're sitting there with a little one and someone else is moving you along. With this is saying you're taking control right now. And that's very much like an Aries, right? To move along. You have your staff in your hand. Now the waters are calm, okay? So they're not like the worst is over. The tumultuous waters are past, but you're still trying to find your way. And you know, you've got all this past anguish that contributed to how you were feeling, kind of still lingering along with you, like you're taking it with you. You're heading into a calmer place right now. If you can trust and go with what's coming, being careful not to try and force it, Aries. I know you want it done today. But there are times when things have to unfold as they should. You don't see it because you have your head down and you're pushed into, you know, against up a wall and ramming ahead. If you could just stop and look up and just breathe, you know, clear your head, let these things happen. And I know for some of you saying, but I can't wait. I need this done and I need an answer. I understand there are things in life that happens like that and you don't get the answer you need right away or the response, and you're forced to make a choice or a decision. And you just kind of take that leap of faith, you know, clutch your chest, take a deep breath and go. And wait for the outcome. And that's what could be happening for some of you. You're waiting on this response or answer or someone to guide you or give you the green light, but you can't wait anymore through your own impatience and frustration, or there is an urgency. So for the ones that have this urgency, you're going to need to choose and trust in your intuition and your instinct that things are clear ahead. And this is about you changing. You've got to change with this situation, and maybe that's what's holding you back. You're uncomfortable with it. You don't want to go along with it. You don't want to play nice. Maybe you don't want to go with the flow. You're like saying, no, I want to take charge of this situation and get myself through it. I have all the experience I need, you know, that I was going through to get me to where I'm going, and the wisdom and the knowledge, the skill set. So for some of you, it's about you taking this balanced choice and moving ahead and trusting in yourself, in the fullness of the moon, that everything will be revealed to you, okay? Just take the time, though, Aries, to be reflective and receptive to what's coming in around you. For others of you, and you're feeling impetuous about this and just charging ahead, I caution you that you, as an Aries, have seen the results of those moves, and try and think back on other times in your life when this was happening, that this is being triggered, this climactic response that you feel you need. What worked for you in the past? What didn't work? You know, was your rash, quick judgment made out of panic, or was it made out of a deep inner feeling of an intuition that you had to act on? See, there's a difference. If you're feeling this inertia on you and this urgency, and something inside of you deeply is urging you like a soft, gentle voice, and you're feeling it in your chest or in your gut, go with it. If it's that ego that's nagging at you out of a fear-based energy, I would caution you to think twice. But of course, you have free will, you do what you want. This might be part of your own growth pattern, that you've got to go ahead and sink your own ship a few times before you learn how to stay afloat. It's going to be different, right, for everyone. And you see we have this little frog here, and we know the frog is adaptable, right? It goes from land to water, like spirit. and the physical. It also sheds its skin, right? It steps out of its old self into a new self. So just look at it this way. You are going through a metamorphosis. Again, you're saying, yeah, hey, this is what your journey was planned out to be. Some is a life story of turmoil. Some has ups and downs. Some is more up. Some has, nothing going on really. It's easy. Everybody's soul is looking for something different. And you design this and trust in your design and your plan. But in knowing that, like the frog, things are moving along. They're hopping along. And you might even be making growth or changes in your life in leaps and bounds. But be gentle with yourself right now with this kind of thinning of the skin or shedding of the skin. It's kind of like you're baby-like all over again. So you want to make sure that you're cautious. You take care of yourself, okay? Let me just see what else with the swords, because we know the swords are your thoughts and words. And this kind of fits in with the January 30th to February 8th is the time frame for this, like Mercury in Aquarius. So we know Mercury is a trickster, right? And, well, sometimes your mind plays tricks on you. So again, it's about a cautionary tale for you starting with this month. Be cautious. I know you're impetuous. I know you can be impatient on the lower vibration, but think of your higher vibrations, the ideas you have, the energy you have. Put it into some other use. Go out and exercise, go for a swim, go for a walk or a run. Do something to expel all that nervous energy that you're feeling. And know that, yes, you could take a stand. You can be in control in your life. That is you, Aries. That's the emperor, right? Mastering, self-mastery. Who's the boss? You are. But no, there are times when the ego gets in the way, Aries, of us being our higher, truest self, and we start to do these earthly things, and that's what muddles us up. When we trust in spirit and our higher vision in our life, we do much better. You'll see there's an ease of flow. So this card is talking about an ease of flow for you right now. If you could trust and go with it. Yes, Spirit is saying, you are in control of your life and your destiny because you planned it. But right now, just coast, okay? That's what I'm saying. You're in calm waters. Coast along. Just move along slowly. Move along slowly. And take your past experience with you and use it as wisdom for you. And discerning which one of these sank your ship and which one of these you were able to use to keep yourself afloat, because our thoughts create negative things in our life or positive things. And just the fact that you had the thought, it puts an energy out there. So again, be careful what you're thinking. And this number is of balance. And so you're seeking some balance. Now, I know this isn't specific to any pertinent thing in your life, but just take what I say and try and apply it to what's going on in your life, whether it's finances, love, health, whatever it is going on about a job. See if that does speak to you. All right, Page of Pentacles. So for some of you, this is a child up to 18. And it's an earth sign, right? So it's Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Maybe you feel the child isn't moving along in their development as others children are, as quickly as they should. Maybe you're concerned about their ability to learn in school. They're not doing that well. They don't have many friends. They seem kind of introverted. This is part of the Page of Pentacles and that energy where they seem a little slow moving, a little dull, a little boring, but they're not. They're very good at learning, but they have to learn at their own pace. Everybody does. They won't move along as quickly as anyone else, but they'll catch up developmentally at some point. They're very much into stability. They like things to move along at a pace that they are comfortable with. And if you can accept that as just how they are and feed into that energy for them, you'll be at ease with yourself because they're at ease with themselves. You're the one who's nervous around them. And you don't want to put that energy on them and give them a feeling that they're inadequate. Support them in the way that they learn, in the way that they do things, and that it's perfectly all right and they're perfect just the way they are. Because like everybody doesn't move the way an Aries does. All right, and especially when it comes to your children, you learn to accept that easier than you can with an adult because you say, this is a child that I'm in love with so much and I love them for all what I perceive as inconsistencies or flaws, but they're not flawed. It's just you don't know how to react to this child or this person's way of doing things. And it doesn't make you right in the way you do things. It's just the way you're comfortable and the speed you can work at. Not everybody else can. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about that if it's with a child. If it's a health issue or whatever, you'll be getting the news that you're waiting to hear on that. But generally, Aries, this is a really good time for you with finances. It's starting at a slower pace. So I'm not saying that it's the Knight or the King. So we're at the page now, right? Or in the Queen. So we're at the page we're at the beginning of. So the news you've been waiting for about this financial situation is coming to you. It's taking the slow boat to China, but it's coming to you. You may hear the news within February, and it might not even come into fruition until March or April. There's like this delay. Everything is like a delay, but you're moving along slowly. This is going to teach you patience, Aries, with this person, this situation, this thing in your life. Like, I've been waiting to hear from this since 2018. Okay. Well, the universe is rearranging people, places, and things for you, but all along, what was your energy like during the waiting process? Did you waver? Did you falter? Did you like obsess? Did you put your thought out there and then patiently wait? See, this is going to be, everyone is going to be different, but just knowing that the seed was planted, everything that you wanted, you put in motion, there is a delay, and these delays happen when things have to be rearranged in the universe to get you to where you want and at the right timing. So let's just say that you will be hearing. So if there was papers you needed to sign, the papers will be coming. It doesn't mean you're going to get the money right away. It's just the papers will be signed. You have to mail them in or fax them or email them. But at least the ball is rolling. Like for some people, taxes. They're waiting for their W-2s. They want to start doing this. There might be a delay. It's going to come. You know, it's about you learning to be patient, Aries. You're really trying to push ahead on you. I'm telling you, you're not going to get the best outcome when you force the issue. It's about you being patient and secure, just as this child is. This page is very comfortable with who they are. And they're perfectly happy with the rate that they move and the speed of things in their lives because that's what they know and they're comfortable with. You could learn a lot from the energy of the Page of Pentacles right now. This is grounding stability, and he's focused on bringing everything he wants into his life. See, that's what the peacock is. It's everything you desire. It's riches, or it's great health, financial security, abundant beauty in your life. And he's focused on it. He's got it in his hand, and it's as above, so below. He's bringing it in, but he's manifesting. So if you can spend the time, like I said, that you're feeling impatient through exercise or painting or dancing, do something to expel that all nervous, high-strung energy you have and try and exhaust yourself into a place of relaxation as you manifest this. Instead of out of excitement and nervousness, it will come to you, and it will come to you with the best outcome. It's got to be a quelled energy you're putting on this thing that you want or person that you want, or situation that you want in your life, Aries. And just knowing not everything comes that quickly. You say, well, some people manifest it right away. Yes, but they have designed things in their life differently than you, and maybe they're very focused people, and they know how to balance their energy. Remember with the 6, this is about balancing your mind, calming your mind, balancing your mind, so that when you're focusing on what you want, it'll come to you. But this is the news you're waiting for. Like I said, you might get something you have to sign and notarize and send back, or it's you got that text that you've been waiting for, or you got the reply from that job you applied for last year or the year before. They never got your application, or they weren't ready to start hiring yet, and now they're doing the big push ahead. It's the beginning steps of it coming for you to bring you that grounded stability in your life that you need. And whether it's love, finances, health, whatever it is in your life, something with school, a grant, this is coming. But it's the beginning stages. It's not full on. Beautiful. Major arcana with Judgment. Heed the call, Aries. This is Gabriel. Gabriel calling you to awaken you from the emotional dead that you've been going through. You're really stressed on something and focused on something, and it could be for some of you decades. And some of you it's maybe years or months. But we know with this mighty energy of Pluto with Judgment, Pluto is a very heavy planet. Very slow-moving planet, and it's dancing in the skies with Saturn for quite some time now, back and forth, retrograde and direct back. It's like really been screwing with you since 2017. And the heaviness of this planet is about diving deep within yourself to find the answers. This is about you cleansing and quelling. You know, Pluto wants you to break everything down, Aries, and then rebuild with something better. Okay, so we want you to just go in and clean out the old shit that's in your heart, your mind, your soul, your body, and just say, this is not working for me anymore. I want to move along. I want things to go well in my life. Pluto has that energy of regeneration and rejuvenation, and Aries is the most rejuvenative sign in the zodiac, as Scorpio is. It's life, death, rebirth. So we want you to think of that. I'm hanging on to all the dead crap in my life that's entombed me. All these years are in this situation. I'm hanging on to this guy that I should have let go of years ago, or this girl. I'm hanging on to anger for this person that did this to me. I'm hanging on to things from my childhood that have hurt me. You know, these are things that are weighing you down, sinking your ship, okay? And some of you, it's mentally, some is emotionally, and some even physical, if you were abused as a child through some way. With this judgment call, it's saying, okay, let it all come up. Dive deep like Pluto does with Scorpio. Dive deep to the mysteries of everything, what's triggering. Bring it all up. Go to counseling. Get in group therapy. Talk about it in a way of releasing it so that once you talk about it, you're not angry any longer. You're not crying any longer. When you don't have that response or emotion from it, you know that you're moving past it. So with this judgment, wants you to clear out the old. Release yourself from the tomb that you've kept yourself in. Rise up with forgiveness to others and yourself in your life, and letting it go so that you can start this whole new life, this new rejuvenated, regenerated you, Aries, and begin again. And we die a little bit each day, but in our lives we die a little bit in certain times in our lives. When we have trauma and stress through a person we loved, someone we met, a complete stranger, a situation, these things imprint on us. And they trigger us from earlier things in our other incarnations. And this is what we want to release, okay? That's like South Notes, of release it so it doesn't have a hold on us anymore. And you want to just fill the vessel now with whatever you can that's good for you now to grow. That's your dharma. That's what you're heading toward. So with the judgment card, it's saying, I'm calling you to this new life. Will you rise above? Will you heed this call, letting go of the pains and the struggles that have weighed you down and sunk your ship before? Because I want to take you slowly and methodically to clear water, through clear water, and safely ashore. So it's about calming that impetuous impatience. That's all I keep feeling with Aries for this month, for you to have the best outcome. This guy might not be the best guy for you, and you're pushing against the current for this guy, and it's going worse and worse and worse. When instead of going with the flow, let the waters of life take you and let you see things as they are and bring you to the best guy in your life, or the best job, or the best scenario outcome, or school, whatever's going on in your life. They're trying to guide you here. And yes, in form, you have every right to choose what you want. But then, you got to think about who got you in this mess in the first place. Okay? It's about our choices and how we respond to them. Why is this happening to me? Well, it's not happening to you. Your design is to grow from and to learn and experience. And that's what you have been doing. So let the judgment card be that loud, blaring, in your face, okay, Aries sound. They're saying, wake up, okay? It's time for you to let go of this stuff. You deserve the best in life. You are deserving of being loved. You are deserving of being respected. You are deserving of everything because you are an amazing individual. And keep saying that to yourself and believing it. You may in the beginning just say it because it's like a drone thing. Oh, I am amazing. When you start putting your heart center and feeling, I'm an amazing individual and I deserve the best in life. Keep saying it, or I deserve to be loved. It will come to you. It's a rebirth. It's a reboot. Time for you to learn that things can unfold as they should in a slower pace than an Aries would like it to be. Three of Swords. I'm going to tell you, they're saying to separate yourself from this misery. You're the one who's keeping you there. Okay, for some of you, things are very clouded with this person. You're not getting the answer you wanted, and it's really not moving along very quickly, and you're hanging on to it, and it's weighing you down. Here you have this opportunity to free yourself from it and separate yourself from this misery. And remembering with the 3, it's the result of the choice that you make. So whether you want to free yourself or stay in this misery is solely up to you. But there are times I'll say that, this is like a divorce, or it's a separation, or an ending to something, because sometimes that's what it is. It's Saturn in Libra. So it's about lessons that you're learning in relationships and partnerships. And this may have started back in October. All right. So for some of you, you're making the decision to say, you know what? I'm going to listen to this. I'm done with the woods. I'm going to end this situation. I'm going to heal my heart. Definitely get my mind focused again. We started with that visual acuity, right? With 2020 and clarity, and heal myself from this. For others, it might be something as simple as you're separated by distance, and it's physical distance. Like you're working in a different city or state and you come back home on weekends, or you're separated by a distance of communication, you have a different language barrier, or separated by just who you are and who this person is. Like you had that attraction to each other, but now that you see after time, the difference between you is just too much. And what they want and what you want, you may have grown apart. And that happens in relationships, right? You start out, you might vibe the same way, and then energies change and you separate. And even if there's some healing going on here with you, you may be dropping the dead weight with these people or places or jobs, it's like you're not even heartbroken if you got fired or laid off. You're like, you know what? I didn't have the guts to do this to myself, and thank God this happened, because I would have just stayed in this prison, that's Saturn, right? Imprisonment, and been miserable with these people or situation, right? Libra, people that surround you in balanced harmony, relationships, partnerships. So there's like a dichotomy there, right? You stay in a horrible situation knowing it's a prison for you because you feel you need to do this, but it's not healthy for you. You know it's not healthy for you, but you can't leave it because you feel attached to it. So this card could very well be the release that you've been waiting for, and it might not be of your own doing, you think, but it could be something that you've wanted inside of you but didn't have the way and the means to end it. Like, you could say, Aries, yeah, I'll just tell him straight. I get it. I'd rather just go right to the point and get it out in the open. I'm very much direct. And Aries are very direct people. That's uncomfortable for other people. But this might have been a situation you really felt you couldn't. And you knew you wanted out of it, but you didn't know how to get out of it or couldn't at this time, like we were saying here. And that's when the universe knows what you wanted, and they wait for the right time for this to happen, and it does for you. And when you look back afterward on everything and you say, oh, wow, if this didn't happen and I didn't do that or this thing, none of this would have happened. And the outcome will be the best for you. It's just you didn't know how to get there, because in your limited form, you can only figure out things a certain way, but Spirit in its infinite wisdom knows how to do everything. And when you can go with the flow and trust, it's going to take the time it needs to call you to this new life. You can end the miseries that you've been feeling in your life and be separated from them. And you'll be fine. Everything will be all right. Everything will clear itself. Your heart can heal, your mind can heal. And now you'll have these swords here of balance again, restored balance. That's Libra, harmonic balance in your life. You have the wisdom and the rhythm and the strength to carry on with a clear mind so that you could see what's coming ahead of you, even the fine details, clearly. Well, Aries, I hope this does help you. Like I say, if it doesn't resonate, you could look to your rising sign. This is kind of like intense, even though it didn't seem like there was a lot of direct things. I think this is a general reading for people that they can apply to their life. Like I said, if it's love, if it's health, a job, whatever's going on, school, and it could hopefully resonate for you. So I hope it does help you. Thanks again, everybody, for subscribing. If you haven't, please do so. I really appreciate everybody who's been with me. I hope you have a great February. And you listen, Even on Valentine's Day in America, if you don't have anyone to celebrate, you got yourself. Celebrate yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, how the hell's anybody else going to love you? Can I get an amen? Like RuPaul says. Okay, guys, enjoy the month. I'll see you next month. And as always, I wish you the best.